Hello, everyone. This is Rockies Week in Simulation Baseball on the TribeFan 879 YouTube channel. Today, we will be recapping the three-game series the Rockies had against the Texas Rangers and 2 out of 4 games against the New York Mets. All right, the first series against the Rangers, the opening game was Chad Bettis against Yohander Mendez, and this was all Rangers early. They start out early, Shin-Soo Choo, base hit, goes to second on a wild pitch. Delino DeShields Jr. with a single, moving Choo to third. Jurickson Profar walks to load the bases, and then Adrian Beltre was hit, and that scores the first run. And then after 2 strikeouts, Joey Gallo with a double, that'll score DeShields and Profar. They try to score Beltre, and the relay throw got him to end the inning. So the Rangers get out to a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first, and didn't get much better for the Rockies in the second. Carlos Perez reached on an error by Chris Iannetta. He goes to second on a ground out, and he goes to third on a wild pitch and scores on a DeShields double. And then Jurickson Profar followed with a double. 5-0 Rangers. And then Rougned Odor in the bottom of the third extends it to a 6-0 lead. You thought this would have been blowout city, but the Rockies come inching back. Charlie Blackmon with a leadoff double goes to third on a single and scores on a double play ball by Trevor Story. It's 6-1. Mendez would go 6, and then Matt Moore would come in and lead. The first batter he faces is Nolan Arenado, and he greets one by depositing the ball deep into the left field seats, and it's 6-2 now. In the top half of the 7th, the Rockies almost made their comeback complete, but not quite. Noel Cuevas, 1-out double. Then DJ LeMahieu walks, and Charlie Blackmon with the 3-run home run makes it 6-5, but that would be as close as the Rockies would come. Keone Kela pitches a scoreless 9th, and the Rangers get the win 6-5. All right, game 70 was Kyle Freeland against Mike Minor, and more Rangers hitting. Jurickson Profar with a triple. That was a portend of things to come. Adrian Beltre with a single, both with 2 outs. 1-0 Rangers. They had put up 4 in the second inning. Joey Gallo with the leadoff home run, 1-out home run. Then Ronald Guzman with a walk. Then Jose Trevino with a single. And then after Shin-Soo Choo struck out, Delino DeShields with a RBI single. Then Jurickson Profar followed up with a single. And then that would score. And then Beltre with a single, that scored DeShields. 5-0. The Rockies came back with 2 in the fourth. Leadoff single by Blackmon, and then Nolan Arenado hitting home runs in back-to-back days. Cut the deficit to 5-2. The Rockies would give up a run in the bottom of the 5th. Rougned Odor with a leadoff single goes to second on an Isaiah Kiner Falefa walk. And then after Gallo, and that was it for Freeland, Harrison Musgrave came in the game. He got the first batter out, and then the next 2 batters reached on singles. And the first one by Guzman scored Odor, 6-2. And Trevor Story hit a measly solo home run in the 6th inning. And then the Rangers would add solo runs in the 7th and 8th. The final score being 8-3. Minor got the win for the Rangers. Oh, and Profar on the day went 5 for 5. A single, 3 singles, a double, and a triple. Could not get that home run for the cycle. All right. And then finally, the Rockies had enough of the Rangers in the final game of the series, which was John Gray and Giovanni Gallardo. They got out early and often. Singles by Blackmon and LeMahieu put runners on the corners. And then Nolan Arenado drives in LeMahieu, make it 1-0. And then Carlos Gonzalez with a single that scored Blackman 2-0. And then Trevor Story with a home run finished the scoring in the first. By the time it was over, it was 5-0 Rockies. And then they would add another run in the second inning. With all this with 2 outs, Blackman singles, Arenado singles, and then Carlos Gonzalez again with a RBI single, 6-0. And then finally in the top half of the third, after a leadoff walk to Gerardo Parra, Jesse Chavez came in relief. I did all right. Ian Desmond followed the Parra walk with a single, putting runners on first and third, and then Tom Murphy with a sacrifice fly makes it 7-0. You might think a football game might be breaking out. Top half of the fourth, the hits just keep on coming. Blackman leadoff double, and then after a ground out by Arenado, actually no, not ground by Arenado. All right, ground out by Arenado, line drive out for Gonzalez, and then Trevor Story, this is all with 2 outs, base hit moves Arenado to third, and then Gerardo Parra with a single scores Blackman, and then Ian Desmond with a triple scores Story and Parra. 10-0 Rockies. Now, the Rangers would get on the board in the fourth inning. Leadoff walk to Shin-Soo Choo. Delino DeShields with after a wild pitch, Delino DeShields with a base hit, moves Choo to third, and then John Gray with a balk that scores the run. And the Rangers finally got on the board, but then the Rangers came back with another 3 spot in the fifth 2-out rally. This is with Alex Claudio pitching. Single by Blackman, single by Arenado, runners on the corners, and then Carlos Gonzalez had himself a day. RBI single, Trevor Story with an RBI single, and then Gerardo Parra. So 3 runs there. The Rockies got 3 runs in the 8th inning with John Gray. They were trying to get him extended and did not, actually. Yeah. And then actually Jake McGee led off pitching the 8th. They tried to get him as many outs as they could, but it didn't work. They scored 3, and then Carlos Tachi pitched a scoreless top of the 9th. The final, the Rockies 13, the Rangers 4. John Gray pitches 7 innings to get the win, and the Rockies after that game are 27-44. All right, the first game of the Mets series was Jacob deGrom against Tyler Anderson, and this was scoreless for the first 3 innings, and then the Rockies got out on deGrom. 1-out double by Carlos Gonzalez, and then Trevor Story with a single. And with 2 outs, Ian Desmond walks, and then Tom Murphy with the bases loaded, so they couldn't walk the pitcher. Singles to score Gonzalez and Story, and it's 2-0. And then in the top half of the 5th, Devin Mesoraco with a home run makes it 2-1 Rockies, cuts the deficit for the 2-1 Rockies. And then in the top half of the 7th, Anderson came out at the first batter in Mesoraco, but he hit Jose Bautista. Wild pitch moves him to second. And then Jose Reyes pinch hitting. Actually, that's not Jose Reyes. That's Ahmed Rosario. Actually, no, that would be Reyes pinch hitting. Doubles. And then after a Rosario single, Brandon Nimmo with a sacrifice fly puts the Mets ahead 3-0. And then they'd add 3 more insurance runs in the top of the 9th with Chris Pounders pitching. Got the first out, and then double. Almost sound like we're going to a burger joint. Then in comes Jeff Hoffman. He fared not much, slightly better. Single, 3 runs scored until Todd Frazier hit into a double play. And then a scoreless ninth means the Mets win 6-2. deGrom gets the win, and Anderson gets the loss. All right, well, the next 2 games were played on the channel. Game 73 was Jason Vargas against Herman Marquez. And Game 74 was Seth Lugo against Chad Bettis. Please check those out if you get a chance. All right, finally we go to the final game of this recap. Steven Matz against Kyle Freeland. Rockies get out early. deGrom LeMahieu with the leadoff home run in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Rockies. And then in the second inning, bottom half, Ian Desmond with the leadoff double. And then Gerardo Parra singles. And then singles him home. And that's 2-0 Rockies. The Mets would get a run in the fourth inning after Nolan Arenado throws a ball into the dugout. Puts a runner on second. Michael Conforto singles him to third, and then Wilmer Flores with a double play ball scores a run. That makes it 2-1. Bottom half of the fifth, I believe the fifth would be the end for Steven Matz. Freeland struck out to begin the inning. LeMahieu singles, stole second, and then Charlie Blackmon puts one high and deep into that Rockies evening. And then that's a 4-0 lead. And then the bottom of the sixth, it all falls apart for the Mets bullpen. Meet the mess. First 2 batters Jerry Blevins got the first 2 batters. Then Noel Cuevas with a solo home run. And then Carlos Gonzalez, who came in a double switch, walked. Single for LeMahieu, single by Blackmon, that scores Gonzalez, and then Nolan Arenado with a 3-run homer, and then Trevor Story goes back-to-back, all in all 6 runs. The Mets got single runs in the 8th and 9th to try to make it respectable. 10-3 was your final. So after Game 75, the Rockies are now 29-46. The next 2 series are against the Marlins and against the Giants. I will try to get as many on the channel as I like. I will only do a maximum of 2 games out of a series. I think it's best for me not to put all 3 games up there if I can. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Whatever you are doing to keep yourself busy, please enjoy yourself. Hopefully this will be over sooner rather than later, but just until it is, please stay safe. Please practice your social distancing and only go out if you have to. All right, everybody, take care and have a good day, everyone.